Hello YouTubers, this is Jordan Howell here, and today this morning there was good news that there's something that happened that's never happened to a long time. Paramount Plus and Warner Bros. Discovery are finally merging with one another, and I'm pretty much open for this merger, and for good measures. It's actually kind of an actual good thing that's happening. And it could be actually potentially be a good thing that's actually better than that situational Warner Bros. Discovery acquisition of Comcast that they were going to actually do an acquisition on Warner Bros. Discovery, and we're going to merge it with NBC Universal. And luckily that didn't happen. And there were several reasons why I'm actually open for this merger. One would be accidental of this coming back to Nickelodeon, Looney Tunes. I've showcased my Golden Collection box set that I've already done an unboxing on this channel of. And actually, by the way, this is actually a good box set that I have. Better than the Disney Classics 37 movie collection that Gondorf has. And yeah, mostly it's because at the time, back from 1988 to 1999, for about its 11-year run on Looney Tunes actually did air on Nickelodeon over in the United States. It also aired here slightly in the UK, but originally it was the package that Warner Brothers already had. So so mostly the black and white Looney Tunes from the Sinking in the Bathtub cartoon of starring Bosco to hold on. It's advertised on this volume 4. To Puss in Booty. So yeah, that's the black and white, the last ever black and white Looney Tunes cartoon from 1943, and also they even aired the post August 1940 the post July 1948 Looney Tunes Merry Melodies cartoons that ran until the end of 1969, with the other controversial cartoon that was Engine Trouble, which was a very controversial cartoon. If you've seen racist the pretty much racist cartoon that is particularly offensive to Native Americans, that cartoon was. And yeah, for some reason, and they used to air that block from, like I said, 1988 to 1999 on Nickelodeon. By that same time, Cartoon Network were airing the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies cartoons that were previously already owned under United Artists, that were the Associate Artists Productions library of cartoons, which were the harmonizing Merry Melodies black and white cartoons, up until the early color Merry Melodies shorts and the early color Looney Tunes shorts, all pre-August 1948, over on Cartoon Network, which when the channel launched in 1992. But ever since when the year 2000 happened, when Turner was acquired by Time Warner, all of the Looney Tunes shorts came back in the those cartoons, those Associate Artist Productions syndicated package of Looney Tunes shorts. They actually came back in the hands of Warner Brothers. So and this could be good. And when Nickelodeon gets to bring back Looney Tunes on Nickelodeon, they'll actually air the same entire Looney Tunes cartoon library that Cartoon Network started airing in the beginning of 2000, in the beginning of the new millennium, which by that time, from 2000 onwards, Looney Tunes was only available on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. No, was only available on Cartoon Network and its sister channel Boomerang, and that was a shame. So originally, with this upcoming merger with Warner Bros. Discovery and Paramount, we can actually see Looney Tunes actually coming back onto Nickelodeon. Another reason, my second reason, is that in the UK there's this ongoing distribution, international distribution rights that Warner Brothers has to this film, South Park: Bigger, Longer and Uncut, a movie based on a property that Paramount Global already has the entire ownership and rights to, and somehow in countries outside of the United States and Canada, this film is not available on Paramount Plus. It's only which is a bit of a shame. This is actually part of the South. This is actually something that's in canon with the South Park franchise, and all of the entire series of South Park is on Paramount Plus, which is kind of an actual sustainable, kind of a thing that's kind of happened with a lot of properties, but also this has also happened with but these films, the Ninja Turtles films, they're distributed in the international countries. These films are distributed by Fortune Star, but in the United States they're distributed by New Line Cinema, who was already a subsidiary of Warner Bros. Discovery, and still is actually. But also, hold on, let me get it for you. This film also needs to go on Paramount Plus. TMNT from 2007. Sorry. And mostly for this film, I'm slightly a biased fan of the Ninja Turtles. And what happened was that sorry, I've got a cold. That basically mostly with ownership and distribution of international countries, some countries may not have the entire actual thing with ownership, but also it's also open with well, I don't really know. I didn't really know how international distribution actually works. But the only thing that's also happened back when I was a child was with international distribution. As an example, over in the UK and other countries outside of the United States, the Fairly Odd Parents first 5 series were distributed by Nelvana, a Canadian animation company, and while Nickelodeon had distribution to the series only in the US though, and to the first 5 series, and yeah. But also, my other third reason is that maybe Cartoon Network will probably fold into Nickelodeon, which originally is kind of which is another good thing, because at the time, well, actually not completely fold into them, but actually in the way of in substantial times that at the time, because of what's going on with what David Zaslav announced, the Cartoon Network Studios abandoned its old building and is actually potentially was going to merge with being in unit of Warner Brothers Animation, which kind of pissed off a lot of people actually. And I would never want anything like that to happen. But with the merger with Paramount, they could actually instead merge Cartoon Network Studios with the animation studios of Nickelodeon, and renaming it to Hanna-Barbera Studios USA, because they've already got Hanna-Barbera Studios in London called Hanna-Barbera Studios Europe, which produced the Cartoon Network's series The Amazing World of Gumball, which I've only seen a few episodes of on Cartoon Network, and wasn't really my type of thing. Even it wasn't as good as Adventure Time or really, or Regular Show, which kind of was. And it kind of came out in the time where I was starting to grow out of Cartoon Network, kind of at the time, because I was at that time where Teen Titans Go was starting to take over the channel. I only got into and the only time I first started watching Cartoon Network was during the Cartoon City era from April of 2005 here in the UK, and I stopped watching it when in America they shifted focus over to Teen Titans Go. But even though it didn't happen here in the UK, in the UK our Cartoon Network schedules were completely were entirely taken over by basically most all the other shows that were given a chance, because we never had the Cartoon Network app. But yeah, it means good, and maybe even. And also, we could have the full SpongeBob movie, which is the SpongeBob movie In Search of SquarePants, which coming out probably in 2025, distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures instead of Paramount, even though it will still be co-distributed by Nickelodeon Movies and produced by United Plankton Pictures, obviously. But yeah. But the only situation I'm probably concerned about is HBO and Showtime. Two premium film channels owned by one of the two companies. Like, Warner Bros. Discovery owns HBO, Paramount Global owns Showtime Networks. And I could actually see Showtime Networks being sold off to NBC Universal. And they'll keep HBO, even though Paramount is trying to merge the Showtime streaming service with Paramount Plus in America, and this will fully be completed in January of next year, 2024. That this will probably happen. Not saying it will. I'm not saying this merger will happen. It's just that it's been recently announced today that they're in potential talks. We haven't had a proper announcement that they are going to merge yet, but I am open with the merger. It's happened with Disney with 20th Century Fox, and it will probably happen with Warner Brothers and Paramount. Because at the time, Nickelodeon was, prior to 1985, was probably owned by Warner Brothers under their Warner Asterisk Satellite company back when it launched, and in 1979, and in 1985 they were bought by Viacom, which later merged with which later bought CBS, then separated from CBS in 2006, and then merged again with CBS in 2019. And the company has just reformatted itself as Paramount Global now. They're just known as So yeah, we could. And also the MTV was also under Warner Asterisk Satellite, but also there was also some other reason that they could actually try and fully own comedy get back to also. And also Warner Brothers also owned a half fractioned ownership of a shared ownership of Comedy Central until 2003 with Viacom. So that meant that this is why South Park Bigger, Longer and Uncut was also distributed by Warner Brothers here in the UK and other countries outside the North America. And as you can see, here's proof. Actually, you can actually see the Warner Brothers logo right there. Hold on, get focus in. Just can't focus. Yeah, you can just about see the Warner Home Video logo there. Sorry, it was a bit blurry though, but yeah. So that's it. Hopefully, I want to know if you're interested in this merger as well. So so that'll be it for this. So this is Jordan Howell signing out.